Hello, good evening. Okay, so I'm starting my journey today. Um, I think it's quite important moment for me. I don't know if it's working properly. I can't do the test. Yes, I think it's a quite important moment for me to move forward. Um, Recently, I just realized that lots of things happen in my life, but at the same time, I start to notice that I'm getting a little bit lazy. Um, no, I mean it's a 50-50 in a way because I was quite comfortable with my life and I thought it was the right thing to do for me to just relax and just live my life, to the way I want to live. But at the same time, I think it has resulted that I was becoming more lazy in a way. So I think it's a quite fine balance between like comfortable with your life and then at the same time you get lazy. Um, so I mean, basically, I'm working full time. So obviously, I'm already busy with my work, and then when I come home, I have my personal life and I have like two things to do and um, which I'm quite happy. I play music and I play games and most of the time I just do what I like to do, um, which I'm quite happy about it. But at the same time, I became quite lazy to myself. So recently, I had lots of thought about it in terms of how I want to live my life and what things I want to do going forward. So I came to the conclusion that I think this is the right time I need to make some change with my life. Um, Obviously, it's not a really grand things, I'm still happy where I am and how I live my life, but at the same time, uh, I think I just need to make small changes to make life better. So I think yesterday I have give really good thought and I started to call it like self-love. um, so how I actually came to that conclusion, um, in terms of like self-love, a lot of people think that, I mean, probably, we talked about self-love these days, lots of times and many people talking about it because I think the self-love is something people will really kind of lack of because we quite often focus on giving love to other people and with the expectation that you're gonna get the love back, right? um, so based on that thing, I think quite often is a missing fact, and I think to yourself, I think anyway, hello everyone. I think I have 4 people watching. Would you mind just confirm that if you can hear me well? Because obviously I have a mic, but I just couldn't test if my mic is working. Um, is there any chat functions coming up? All messages. Hello. Oh, I don't understand what you're saying. Sorry. Can you hear me? Can you hear me well? Um, can you just thumbs up if you can hear me? Because I just want to make sure that my mic is on properly. Um, where was I? Yes. So I'm trying to thinking that I will want to make little change by bit, to make my life better, and also I want to be more confident, and then I want to be happier. So today I just came to the camera, and I think I'm just going to talk about things and how I feel at the moment, and I might have some little bit of reflection, my sort of what's happening, and what sort of things I want to change. Yeah. So I think the first I want to talk about in terms of my current life. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm quite happy where I am, and I'm working full time, and I'm generally happy, and I'm trying to be happy. And actually, I got the good compliment from my coworker today that she told me I looked very happy, which is, I mean, generally I try to smile and trying to laugh where I can, and I think that comes with the general happiness, I guess, because obviously you can't fake those things, right? And then I have no desire to fake happiness. But at the same time, I can tell you that I have lots of things in my head, and I had to think about my life and what's happening, and what sort of things that I want to achieve, and etc. So it was playing in my head for quite a bit past few months, to be honest. So today I came to the conclusions that I need to make some change, which is, I think the YouTube is a good platform, because the fact that I can get some motivation from you guys, or whoever gonna watch my video, or whoever's gonna follow my journey. That would be really good motivation, because one of the things I mentioned earlier is I became very lazy. I mean, in a way, yes, it comes with a commitment. I get it, but quite often, we easy to talk about the yes, I can do it. Yes, that that have a very strong mindset. You could have up to 3 days, and then suddenly you start to phase afterwards, because you start to think, oh, what's the point? Okay, I made some few changes past few days, but okay, how long should I go for, and how long it will take? And yes, I think you start to get a little bit lazy. So I am in that phase at the moment. I do feel that in my head I have lots of things that I want to do, but at the same time I was very lazy, and I am lazy at the moment, which is I need a really good motivation to change my life, and I start to think in different way, more living an enjoyable life going forward. I think that's starting from self-love. Again, I'm not talking about like a grand scheme of like, it has to be grandeur of love. I have to really love myself. I'm not talking about that. I just want to make the small changes, and bit by bit, where first of all they will occupy me in terms of my mindset. I don't really need to. Give me a second. Um, okay. Yeah. So that will give me good motivations, and then I don't need to be lazy, and I don't need to feel lazy. I think it's a spiral thing. I think once you start to feel that you're okay with it, even the laziness, I think once you start, I think you just continue afterwards. So it's quite, when you sort of like going down that route, I think it's quite difficult to come out of that, because you need to really have a big shift of your mindset. So today, a few things I have done is, first of all, as I mentioned, I want to do tiny little thing bit by bit. So first thing I've done is, probably most of people will try and people will do, is I had cut a haircut today, which is, I had a slightly longer hair, but I think it would be good to have a slightly fresh mindset. So I just wanted the haircut, which is, there you go, this is shorter version. And then today, what did I do today? Other things I've done. Yeah, in the morning, I actually start to listen to podcast. But as I just starting my journey, I just couldn't find a nice podcast, something really interests me. So I listened to I ended up listening to two podcasts this morning, both from America. And the one, I have to be honest, the first one was too complicated. I just didn't like it. I wasn't enjoying at all because I think he's like sort of a professor from somewhere. Hello. Yeah, so he's a professor, like a doctor from, hello, Nafas. Hello. Um, he's from, again, sorry, I get distracted. So he's from America. He's a doctor, and the language he used was quite too much for me to understand because I like to think simple thing in a I can comprehend easily, but the language and the way he constructing this everything was a little bit too complicated for me. Because the first thing I didn't want to do is actually have a too much thought because I'm already thinking lots of things. I just didn't want to listen to another podcast of someone just talking for nothing, which is I didn't want to do that. So I ended up gave up that podcast, and I actually searched the second podcast. I think he's from America as well, but he again some of the word choices I think he was making a little bit too complicated or too big words he using. I would call it. So that small thing I didn't like that much, but generally overall I listened to him about like half an hour. It was quite useful because I'm trying to reflect myself based on what he's trying to say about self-love. Was all that meaning and what things you can try and how you can shift your mind based on that. So it was quite useful to using someone else's thought to reflecting to my own thought and then trying to make it sense and trying to fit all together. So second podcast was quite useful. But so I need obviously whoever gonna watch my video or you are watching what you are not watching now, if you have any recommendation in terms of like good podcast about self-finding or self-love or motivations. But yeah, so if you have any suggestion, please put on a comment and I can look for it if I can find something. And if that interests me, I'm definitely gonna listen to it because it will really help me to go through my journey. um, of course, I just want to make sure that I don't want to listen something really big words, like so many words that throw at you and you really need to understand, and then to become too complicated. I don't like that because as I said, I'm already too much thought in my head where I just want to simplify my thought, which is then it can reflect and it will make sense for me to understand what is the sort of the easiest way to go with my direction in a way. Yeah, so if you have any recommendation, please leave in a comment or you can tell me on the chat. That would be fantastic. Okay, so there's a few changes I made today already, so I am quite proud of that in a way because those are always small starts, right? So I've done the haircut, which is trying to have a little bit fresh mind, and then also I listened to the podcast, which I need to find a good one now. So next step is I thought it would be good to just reflecting my current situation. How can I say, how can I describe well in terms of what I'm going through at the moment. As I said, I'm not in the sad space. I'm in the sort of okay space, but I think I really need to find a way first of all, not to get lazy and be happier and see do stuff, because I think I'm really lazy at the moment. I don't really do things that much, despite in my head I think, oh, actually that looks really good, let me do that, I want to try that, I want to do it. And then oh, should I ask? I just end up not doing it at all, which is, I really call it myself and I'm lazy, because which is, came to the conclusion that, I'm not happy with that to myself, where I have a really good idea, I have a really good thought, and I want to try different things, but I end up not doing it, and then just left with the thought, and that's it. Which is, I mean, yes, it is a little regretful that I actually gone through that journey until now, but I think still is a good change, right? Because now I'm realizing I want to do something, and I want to change things, where I just want to start my journey in a way, small step in a way. So I don't want to. I mean, I don't have a capacity to change the huge things in one, because as I said, I'm working, and I'm still have to work hard, because I have to pay the bill, right? uh, at the same time, I need to find a time where I can do stuff. So I think that's really nicely fit with my motivation at the moment, and I want to do small thing first, not to the big thing, right? um, so that is sort of my current situation at the moment, where I'm okay, I'm not sad, but at the same time I want to make change to be more confident and more happy, and do stuff. I think that's the whole meaning of life, is you do stuff, right? Of course, I mean, I'm not trying to undermine that. If you know, do whatever you do, that has a meaning to it. I'm not trying to undermine that, but equally, I think if I have a thought process, I have a thoughts that actually I want to try that, I want to do this, and oh, that looks cool, and then I think I should be doing it. But the issue is I'm not doing it at the moment. um, Hello, Adriel McCallow. Hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, so a few things I'm thinking at the moment to try going forward, try to do with my life, where I have a few things that already happening in my life, right? Which is work. It's have to be ongoing because I have to pay the bill. And also I'm interested in music. Obviously, I'm not a producer, so don't expect too much about, that I will create the music or whatever. But I have good thing is I have the music mixer, that I can do. Do you eat chorizo putano? No. I don't know what that is. Chorizo? Yes, I do. I do like chorizo, but I don't know what putuano. I don't know what that is. Um, so generally, so what I meant is I like the music. Is I like to listen to the music, and I get a lot of inspiration from music, to be honest. So I really do like all different genre, except the really heavy hip hop. I don't like heavy hip hop. Hello, Nicolas from Brazil. Hello, I'm from London. How are you tonight? Thank you for saying hello to me. That's nice. Yeah, so I like to do music, and I have a few creation I do at home. Again, I think it's part of that. I was a little bit lazy, so I just couldn't do that much. Uh, but I still enjoy when I do it, right? Yeah, there's a few things that I do, right? um, but that the art stuff, right? It is quite difficult because if once you do it, when I'm doing that art stuff, I really love it. It's just fantastic. But it comes with a lot of responsibility, right? And lots of things to do after math. So once I create, and I have to do the design, I have to paint, and then also really hard parts, I have to edit the video afterwards, which is really time consuming. And despite that, I have so much passion about it, but at the same time I find it quite difficult to maintain that workflow while working full time, which is not that easy. I have to admit, it wasn't really that easy. Yeah, so that I like it. And then also in terms of editing, I like. So I do my own video editing, which is I do use the DaVinci Resolve, which is really good things to learn and very interesting stuff. But at the same time, it's quite difficult because a lot of things you need to remember. But hey, there's a part of the fun, right? What else do I like? I like singing, but um, I think in future you can be the judge that if I can sing or I can't sing. So one of the things I want to plan in future that I want to sing as well, where you know, like go live in a way. Of course, I need to um, grow my confidence before I can go live in that way, right? Um, so yeah, the music I like, and I like gaming, and I do play lots of games, which is I do upload in sort of like a gameplay as well, and then I do my own sort of a creative music mix with the gameplay, which is quite interesting. Yes, but I think now, despite I have lots of things I want to do, again, it's a very small step, right? One by one step at a time. Um, so what things I want to do, let me sort of mention a few things. There's a mental things I want to change, and there's some physical things that I want to do. Um, I think, yeah, physical stuff is, I think, is quite important as well, right? Because then, um, okay, so the outside beauty is not the most important things, but at the same time, if you look good, if you satisfies how you look and how you can present yourself, that actually makes you very confident, right? So there's a few things that I want to change to become a more confident person, and I can be more representable in a way, right? So the first part that I want to do, um, over the years, and actually I gained a few weight. I'm not. Do I have to say? Can I say I used to be a very skinny person? I don't think so. When I was young, when I was really young, I used to be very skinny. But unfortunately, um, I became a little bit chubby because I think I ate too much, whatever. And also I think biggest the fault is I think I was very lazy in a way, right? So I only myself to blame in that sense. So the first part I want to change is I want to lose weight. So in order to lose weight, the part, sort of a special part that I want to make sure that I lose is, first part is my here. This is quite chubby. So if you see, you can see slightly there, you can little bit, right? But if you do this, you see I have a quite chubby there. So recently, past few months, I wasn't drinking in the evening. So I like wine. So I used to drink wine, glass of wine or one or two with my dinner. But I really have to say, the drinking makes you really fat. But I think because you slow down your metabolism, because you need to digest your food while you drinking at the same time, where while I enjoyed it, but at the same time I realized now it was not a good choice to have, right? So I wasn't drinking, and I haven't drank past few months in the evening. Only few time I drank was when I actually went out with my friends. Of course, I like drinking, so when I go out and with my friends and have a party, good party, and then yes, I will drink few drinks. But other than that, at home, I just after work I come home and I just do cook my dinner and then just eat dinner without any drinking, which is really good stuff. So with that result, I lost quite a bit. I have to say I'm still fat, right? But I lost quite a weight. So which is I really want to continue in that way. So as I said, the first part that I want to lose, if I lose a little bit weight, I want to lose here a little bit. And really importantly also, let me show you my belly. I want to lose my belly. It's quite heavy, right? But I think losing the belly is the toughest challenge. But I really believe if I do bit by bit, step by step, then I think I will lose eventually. And also I want to gain a little bit more bicep here, so a little better. So I have a little bit of bicep there, but if I end up doing the chest press and then other exercise at the same time, so I think I'm sure I can gain some bicep there, which is have a little bit more definition. And then also I want to gain some chest area as well, because I think I have half man boob at the moment, not the full man boob, but I have a half man boob, which I really want to lose, which I want to have a good shape in that sense. Other thing is I want to do is, as I mentioned I think earlier, singing. So in terms of I'm not a bad singer, but I never sang in the public, where that's due to the lack of confidence. The singing here is quite a big thing, right? So I don't know how long it will take for me to actually go live singing, but I really want to try. Hi, Andy. Thank you for saying hi. Oh, hi, Andy. As you said hi, can you hear me well? I just want to confirm that my sound is okay. Yeah, so I don't know how long it will take me to actually go live singing. Hello, Amy. Thank you, Andy. Thank you for confirming that. Yeah, so so I don't know how long it will take me to go live here, but eventually, what I really want to try is I want to part of my become more confident. I want to sing as well. So if you want to part of that journey, I cannot promise you it will be fantastic. But if you want to put, part of the journey, more than welcome to subscribe and see how is my progress. Hi, Amy. Today I'm very happy in a way, I can say, because today is a big day. So that's how I'm actually gone live here. I'm talking about my new ambition in a way, right? So if I summarize basically what I'm talking about now is I've been very lazy recently, past few years. Despite despite I have lots of different commitment, I'm working full time, I'm living busy life, and I have my personal life and things to do, and then I have friends life and all that. Oh, okay, that's good. So based on that, I really past few weeks I started realizing that I was very lazy. So then lots of things that I wasn't really liking myself, right? and also I had it become too much thought process in my head. But actually, if I'm looking at the like what's happening, I'm not doing anything, which is I wasn't happy, to be honest. So past few days I had a really good thought about my life and then how things going on, and how things will become. So I decided that I think this is really the right time for me to change my lifestyle step by step, to become more confident and to actually enjoy my life. And simple as I just want to do stuff, not just thinking, because just thinking without doing stuff is boring, and then I become too lazy, and then I just don't like it. So few things I've done today. You asked me how was my day. Few things I've done today. As I said, I do small changes, but step by step. So first thing I've done the haircut, because I used to have a slightly longer hair, a little bit curly, but I thought, I think like I'm normal person, right? When we want to have a refresh our mind, and I'll just want to do haircut first, right? Um, so I've done the short, haircut today, and I listened to a few podcasts to try and refresh my mind and reflect myself, and trying to set the goal, the things I want to do. Okay, so that is a sort of a summarize of what I'm talking about, why I'm live at the moment. Let me read you. So there's supposed to be 30 inches of snow this year. Really? This winter? So you must love snow then, right? I like snow, but the fact that we can't do ski here. Oh, actually, let me ask you, Amy, where are you from? Hi, Andy. Oh, it's your birthday. Oh, happy birthday. What day is it today? Today's the what? 7th of October. Oh, happy birthday. My birthday was last month. Nashua. Where is that? Which part of the world are you from? I don't recognize that name. Nashua? I don't know. So Andy, what did you do in your birthday? Thank you, Andy. Yeah, so what did you do on your birthday? Small town. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So where's it from? Where's Nashua? I just don't know which part of the world you're from, and that the small town is from. Um, Let me tell you, I'm from London. I'm living in London. Originally from South Korea. Chuck E. Cheese. What is that place? Again, I don't know. Ah, Montana. Okay, nice. Where's Montana? Sorry, my geography is absolutely rubbish. Is Montana what in? Don't blame me. Montana is in what? America? Canada? Andy, Chuck and Cheese, it sounds like American. Am I correct? Ah, yeah, sorry, I've been to America multiple times, but I'm really sorry, my remembering the city name is absolutely rubbish. So I think, yeah, you need to excuse me. Yes, so today is a good day because I planned it for today yesterday, which is again started from I was thinking, okay, these things that I need to do, Oh, thank you, Andy. Want to talk to me? Ask me a question if you have any question. Oh, you're learning Korean. Fantastic, Amy. What have you learned so far? Give me a few words. Throw me a few words that I can confirm to you if you actually learned correctly. Or some like bad Korean who's teaching you bad Korean. Yeah. So today is a good day. As I said, I thought about yesterday. I planned it, and then main issue I was talking about. I was only thinking too much, but not actually doing stuff. I really wanted to get out of that habit where I was just thinking, and not actually done nothing, which is I was quite fed up to myself. Um, so now I'm trying to break that cycle, trying to come out from that shell that I was in. So I am happy, quite happy tonight because actually I was brave enough to came on live talking to you or talking to myself at the same time. Um, in a way, I'm stamping it, right? Because if I don't do it, don't talk about it, then technically, again, it would just maybe remain as just thought rather than the action itself. Um, thank you, Amy. Fantastic. Um, hello, coffee, etc. What is your name? So my name is Jasper. Jasper. So nice to meet you guys. Um, yeah. So I was talking about like small changes that I want to do. Right? Is Amy right? No. Sorry, I assume that is actually your name, Amy Nordwall. And you haven't told me yet what Korean words you have learned so far, or sentences. You can tell me. I can confirm. Um, I mean, again, Amy, sorry. If Amy is not your name, real name, then yes, more than welcome to let me know what your real name is. um, yeah. So today I am stamping it, my thought process with actions, and make list. No. So first I'm doing the reflections. What I'm doing. My name Bryson. Oh, okay. There's a quite unusual name, I think. Bryson. Nice though. Sounds quite soft. Bryson. Nice. Yeah, but I think quite unusual name. Um, yes. So yeah, I'm realizing my thought to the action, and I'm stamping things I want to do. Um, so I'm in a way I'm starting my new journey on YouTube here. Um, if you check my account, I think I start my YouTube journey with creation. So I love my own creation, but at the same time, I mean, I was explaining earlier, earlier time that working full time, doing the creation together is quite difficult. As much I can say to everyone, actually just follow your dream, just do it, just the things you like. But if you're working full time, which you have to pay the bill, and at the same time following your dream, it is quite a commitment, I have to say. Um, which is, I think, is quite safe to admit that because it is a reality, because lots of people will believe, oh yeah, but I always have spare time and I can do stuff. Yes, you do, but when you're working full time, when you finish work, there's all other things happening again afterwards, isn't it? You need to um, have your personal life, you need to have a dinner, you need to have a few things to sort out for tomorrow, etc. So then you end up having very little time to spare what you really want to do. So it was really challenging for me to thinking that yes, actually, it's an easy thing to do. So do my work, come home, and do other stuff that I like to do. But in the end, I realize it's quite tough things to do, right? So now I really want to take a small step at a time, trying to change it bit by bit. So there's a few things that I will need. One is my determination that I need to continue what I like to do, and at the same time I need help from you guys, where if you can follow my channel, that you can see the progress of the things I made. It will be multiple things that I will be doing. It's not just simply just talking. No, I will like to do lots of different things, actually doing stuff rather than just talk. Of course, talk is good. Sometimes, we exchange our thought process and can understand each other, which is really, nice thing to do. But at the moment, I want to achieve my determination of doing stuff first before I can commit, and then I can improve my talking part and then my thought process. Let me answer a few questions there. So Andy, were you asking my name or you asking someone else's name? I'm only saying that because my name is Jasper. Jasper. So my name is Jasper. Nice to meet you, Andy. I don't know if that's your real name or again is the account name. I can't say that, but nice to meet you. And don't grow up. Oh, is that true though, Amy? That what people are saying, don't grow up. Sort of, I do believe that, because I think the growing up is, I think for me, is just about change. That's it. But I don't think there's that much meaning to it, because of course, I mean, not literally stuff, what growing up means. I'm not talking about that. But in terms of growing up is, things get changed around you, isn't it? Even yourself, the way things, whatever. But the literal people saying to you, need to grow up, is, I think, indirectly people trying to tell you just need to change of things, how you're thinking, how you're doing stuff. I think that is a sort of, for me, meaning of growing up, which is, I don't think you can never end, right? I don't think you will never end, the way you're growing up, because your thought process always will grow, and your action will grow and will change. That's what I'm doing actually tonight, because I used to be like this, and then now I want to be sort of a different me, right? Hello. So what's your last questions? Oh, okay. And it's so your sister's birthday. What? So your birthday is today, and then your sister's birthday is tomorrow. How come? There's very, very like good coincidence, right? But at the same time, maybe you, again, I'm just assuming maybe you don't like it because the fact that if you two birthday together, then probably you will have a divided attention. I don't know if you like it, but I'm just saying it. Yeah. So actually, I just remember again. I just want to keep remind to mention it to you guys. Happy birthday. I know it's a bit late to the birthday, but any birthday is important, right? So happy birthday to you. Yes, I just want to let you guys know I'm trying to find a good podcast. So if you have any suggestion, please leave in the comment, because I found few podcasts this morning. There were one was a little bit useful, yeah, no, useless, because there was too many big words he was using. But I wanted to find something more simpler version of podcast. It will bring easy, easy to understand, and then a little bit of joy and a little bit of funny stuff, right? Um, so if you have any suggestion of any podcast you think is good for me to listen to, please make some suggestion. Of course, the theme of the podcast I'm looking for is self-love, not too deep stuff, just like basic like self stuff, and then self-love, motivation, and self-grow, and confident, etc. So those sort of thing. But I don't want to heavy stuff. I want to have a little bit more light, where I can just casually I can listen to, and I can think about. When are you going to stream again? So my plan is, so as I'm making a commitment to myself and a commitment to you guys here, or whoever gonna watch my video or whatever on YouTube, my aim is I will try to stream every day. Could be 5 minutes, could be 10 minutes, but I want to try to meet that commitment, because that is actually exactly the plan I am thinking at the moment. Is once I have a thought process, I want to action. Of course, it can be quite hard, but if I go live, I think it is more feasible, because if I don't go live, I think it is harder to do it, because as you can imagine, if I only do a video myself, I mean, so much things I'm planning to do, I might have to do that, because sometimes maybe live is not really good method to do it. But not going live actually might be a little bit difficult, because once I've done that, I have to edit, and then I have to do it. Of course, I'm not trying to do like a fancy editing or things like that, but hey, I'm the very small YouTuber, and also this is yeah. So I mean, of course, I am grateful, Amy, that you are talking to me. But is everyone has a different interest, right? So today I'm just put more meaning to that. Actually, I was brave enough to come into live, and I'm talking to myself and then to the world, that I have to say, in a way, right? Also, I met you, Amy, so thank you for that. Yeah, so I think, yeah, generally I think I might try to go live more than video. I mean, the off the live I'm talking about, because I think live is more easier for me to capture my thoughts and my action at the same time. So it could be various stuff, to be honest. Maybe in the like when I got up, and then I suddenly feel like now I'm just gonna might stream it. So at the moment I don't have like, hey, even 17. I think how many sub I have? I think I have what, 189, I think. But every sub is valuable, because I think. But don't you think? And I mean, again, you can share your thoughts, how you're thinking about it. But I think when you actually have a smaller sub, it has more meaning to it, in my opinion. Of course, that's a part of the growth. If you're really actually looking for, growing your channel, yes, it's a very small number. But if that's not what you're really like focus on, having a large number of people, I think smaller number makes more sense, because it actually does bring much more value to your channel. Oh, okay. I have two more. Yay! I have two more. Yeah, so I'm trying to equally, I'm just talking about your sub. I actually want to value more when I have a small sub, because I think this is much better meaning. Of course, I think big number. Let's be honest, having big number. Handy. Sorry, welcome back, Andy. Oh, thank you, Amy. Yes, big number, having lots of audience to your channel, it is a, like, invaluable thing that you can achieve, and it's a fantastic things to achieve. But if you think about actual meaning to your channel, to you, of course it just completely depends on the content, what sort of content you do. But I think, like me, I'm nobody. I'm just a normal human being. I'm just living my life, and then I just want to share my sort of passion and the things that I want to do. I want to talk and all that. So small number, I think it's more valuable for me to think that actually is really precious time to going through that journey, I have to say. So 1,791 doesn't really matter. Even you have one sub, that's all matter. And also, I mean, if you, yeah, you just said that that's me. I think then you can agree that, I'm sure you can agree, it's your journey, isn't it? End of the day, it's not, not you actually living someone else's journey. It's not, it's your journey. So other people are appreciating your journey. That's why, you care about it. But at the same time, I think you shouldn't forget, and then I will never forget, and I'll try to not to forget, is my journey. It's not someone else's journey, isn't it? So I'm just hope that, and I'm sure you can as well, that people will appreciate your journey, and that they will like you, they will like your content, and they like to talking to you, and then they like just even say hello, hi. Yeah, that's good. you know all the people, that don't even say hi to you, but then some people actually make, effort to say hi. That's really precious, which is really great. No problem, Amy. Take your time. Hi, Andy. How old are you? I am. How old do you think I am? I know it's a stupid question to ask, right? It's like a typical. Someone asks, "How old are you?" How old do you think I am? But actually, I want to ask you, how do 40? Am I looks that young? No, actually, you're not bad. Actually, your guess is not bad. I'm 45. How old are you, Andy? I think that's the fit into what I'm talking about, right? So I think today I saw one of the sort of article someone was talking about. I think about 40, because a lot of people 40 think it's you are sort of off, going off from your age group, right? But I read it, and then they said, "Oh, 46 to you. We are very close. Nice to meet you, Andy. Fantastic." So then maybe you can, I mean, obviously we are very different people, but I think you might appreciate a little bit of what I'm talking about in terms, as we are very similar age group, right? Um, yeah. So what he was saying in that article, that 40 is, I think is a simple analysis that he was talking about. So we talk about the lifespans, right? So we have 80 years of like minimum general. 80 years you're gonna leave, and then 40 is actually halfway through. So he actually trying to explain the 40 is so obviously after 40 and around the 40 is quite pivotal moment for that individual, because the 40 it it does bring lots of meaning to your life, where you need to think about your establishment, you need to think about your achievement, and then and then you still need to plan for the future as well. So 40 actually we would say it's just a starting point, not you already gone through halfway through and then your life is done. This is not the case. And I genuinely believe that, and also that gives me more power and more confidence that I am talking today, because and also that is a right time to think that actually maybe this is really good moment for me to think that starting new thing and I become a new person. I hope you are joking, Amy. Or Bryson. What do you mean 40 and not 40? But Amy, if you are telling me the truth that you are 7, that actually maybe is not a good chat for you. Because I am 45 and this should be 18 plus. Or if you're joking, that's I'll take that. But if you are under 18, I think maybe this is not good chat for you, because generally uh, yeah. So I think my sort of my channel is like, yeah, of course, and I'm doing the art that maybe you can appreciate, but at the same time, things I'm talking about, it will be sort of general stuff. Oh, that's a good question, Andy, because I'm not going to be able to do it this year, because I will be traveling during Halloween. So the funny thing is, I'm gonna travel to where do I start? Montreal. So I'm going to Canada. So I'm starting from Montreal, and then I will go up to. Let me actually check the map, because I can remember all the things I'm gonna be doing. So I'm going to, okay, let me just try to remember, like Montreal, and then I will try to go to Halifax, and then go around the island, and then come down to New York, and then I think I will be finishing in Miami. So that will be sort of towards the end of the October up to November, like the first or second week of November. So unfortunately, I will not be here. So I'm a little bit gutted, to be honest, because my work colleagues, they're organizing Halloween karaoke, which is it will be really fun. Also the person organizing that we been to Korean karaoke a few times, and we had so much fun. Yeah, so unfortunately I won't be doing anything, to be honest. So then let me ask you a question. What will you be doing in Halloween? Or what are you going to be on Halloween? Pumpkin? Turkey? I have to say that uh, yeah, I know it is fun. Yeah, Amy, I'm afraid yes. I think if you are actually 8, then yes, this is not good for you, because you know, it's also, I think generally I'll try to keep my chat as 18 plus, and lots of things that I'm going to talk about is nothing to to worry about, but generally will be sort of how can I say, yeah, 18 plus chat rather than under 18. Of course, if you appreciate my art, what I'm doing in my channel, then you're more than welcome to talk about those things. But yeah, um, yeah, Halloween's fun. I think you're being sarcastic, right? Yeah, Halloween's fun. I mean, as far as I can confirm, because so far all the Halloween we done was we do the kid stuff right at work. We do the pumpkin carving as usual as a tradition, and then uh, yeah, one of my colleagues, she loved to dress in Halloween, so she actually done like all the makeup, blood, and everyone, all that. She does. She does like that. Um, yeah, it is a fun. So don't you think it's not fun? So then you have to answer that question. What are you going to be on Halloween? But to be honest, I never went been to American Halloween because I know it's huge in America. Even UK is now like really become really big, but obviously we cannot compare to you know we cannot compare to America because America is massive. I know. So I actually want to go to America to have that experience, Halloween experience, and also I want to go to that scary village in Halloween. I will be quite scared, but it will be good fun. Um, ninja. What's a ninja? You should be, if you're gonna be a ninja, you should be dressed like Yote. You know the Ghost of Yote? The new game just came out. I'm playing that game at the moment, so I quite like it, to be honest. Um, all right, Amy, so you were joking. Okay, that's great. Great, good to hear. Because obviously, I want my chat to be, you know, um, how you call it? Um, oh, yeah, chat to be 18 plus in a way. Um, Ninja. So are you saying yeah as like what the game? Yeah, the game is really cool. I really like it. Oh, let me put some music. Yeah. Um, so I will be. I will not say I will be silly person, right? But because I want to do stuff, I think I will probably end up doing quite spontaneous in a way, right? So of course, one of the big goals is what I want to lose weight because I want to have a little bit of good shape. Um, so those things I might just record it and then I go live when I'm actually doing the push-up and then all that. But at the same time, I want that to be fun that I can continue because as you know, I'm sure you can imagine that once you get bored, then it doesn't, when it's not become fun, then it become a chore where then you end up just not doing it right in the end, which is I don't want to repeat that because I think I have repeated a few times in the past where I ended up then became very lazy and then end up doing nothing afterwards. So uh, What do you mean I already told you? I heard it's a game, right? It's an animation, right? But I don't think I ever played before. Well, is that a good game? Um, so if I'm thinking what sort of things I will be doing apart from losing weight and do some exercise, I like skipping actually. So I will be recording my skipping, so which I will go live with the skipping. So if you can support that would be great. Um, you know, more the support, you get more motivation, and then I end up not skipping. And also, I'm already doing the gym every Wednesday, so I'll do the boxing with my work colleague. So every Wednesday we go in the boxing, but we alternate. One week we go to do the gym together, and then week after, no, second week we will go to the boxing together. So I love boxing. Do you like? Have you done the boxing before? I love boxing because boxing is just it's really stress free. After that, it's a really fantastic sport to do. Of course, I don't really do like boxing match. I actually attend the class, and then he will just instruct a few of the moves, and you do, and then you just end up repeating, and then you switch with your partner. But I definitely want to recommend that. So that's really good. Andy, I think you asked me that question a few times. I don't know if it's really that you want to know my name or it just has other meaning to it. So I will tell you third time. My name is Jasper. 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 Um, yeah. Um, yeah. I think that's overall. That was my aim tonight to came to life of the reflections of my current situations, which I've done that, and then my planning and the reasoning. Um, all those things that I actually already talked about. So that is really good, and I am quite happy tonight because I ended up, um, brave enough to talk about my life and then my planning, and also I think this means is that there's a commitment there where I really want to achieve and do stuff every day where possible. you know some days maybe not possible because I still have my um, work life and I have my personal life as well. So, but I will, yeah, I am promising to myself that I will be doing those stuff where I really hope that also my YouTube journey will bring me some motivations that people can cheer me up and also can motivate me to continue to do stuff that I like to do or what I can achieve, and also the progress nothing you can watch in that sense. So what's your costume be? Didn't you say that you want to be ninja? So which is we talked about the ninja is I talked about the Ghost of Yote, which is you can have a look at the game if you know that, because I think the ninja. If you do the blood with the ninja, obviously Yote is not ninja, but she actually does have a ninja move, which is quite good, I have to say. Um, yeah, that would be really good, right? If the with the Halloween theme. Also, the fact that her hat, the new one came out was is quite how can I say? How can I describe it? Uh, yeah, quite old fashioned. So I think it's actually quite good theme to match with it. Okay. So yeah, and ask him then. Have a look. She has lots of different costume in that the game. So you might get some good inspiration from that, as you want to be a ninja. And then also ninja, definitely you need a sword, which is, she has a double edge, right? Double edged sword, which is, I actually like that. Did I actually call double edged sword? No, double sword. Yeah. So recently I obtained a double sword from the game. But I definitely want to have the long sword. Say one more time. What do you want me to say one more time? I don't know what you mean. Um, Also, I mentioned earlier that I want to start to create some music as well. It will be very baby step, I have to admit, because I don't know, half the stuff, or not even fraction of the stuff. But I actually do have a tool at home that which I can try. So I want to go back to sort of creating some music in that sense, because I love music. I just love, and I listen to the music all the time, every day. Uh, yeah. So I think that's it for tonight, because the whole aim for tonight was to be brave enough to come out to the screen, talk to myself, and talk to the audience. And I think I've done it well. I am proud of myself, and I want to motivate myself that I've done it well. Yeah, so I will see you in future, because as I said, my commitment is I want to do daily live, even 5 minutes if it's possible. I will be doing. You have three sisters. Andy, I think we are quite similar. I have four sisters. I'm sure you understand. You will understand like all that pain in the ass having three sisters. I have four sisters. We are all grown up now, so it's all okay. But yeah, it was a little bit tough with the four sisters. Um, Okay, so as I said, that's it for tonight. So I will say good night, everyone. Obviously, I'm from London, so I need to go to bed because I need to go to work tomorrow. But in the meantime, thank you for listening. I know it's quite a long chat, but I am quite happy that I made and I starting my journey. And also thanks to Amy, thanks to Andy, chatted to me. I really appreciate that. And as I said, if you haven't followed me yet, if you want to follow me, I would be grateful, because then you can see the progress or the journey that I'm going through. And also I think that will give me some good motivation for me to keep going, because commitment is commitment, right? To myself, to the audience as well. Yeah, so that will give me good motivation for me to continue. So that would be fantastic. And if you want to say hello, if you have any question, and if you want to cheer me up sometimes, that would be amazing if you can do. Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's it. So have a good night, wherever you are. If you're in the morning, have a good morning, or have a lovely day. And I will speak to you tomorrow. And hopefully, I will go live every day where possible. So, have a good night. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye bye.